scared. Please don't tell anybody.
It happened at 7:41 p.m., under a broken streetlight behind Willow Ridge Elementary. Lena stood there shaking, her breath sharp and cold, her phone buzzing non-stop in her hand. On the other end of the call was a child, whispering, crying, and saying the same words Lena once said years ago. I'm scared. Please don't tell anybody.
Please don't tell anybody.
The world tilted, and for the first time in years, Lena felt the past claw its way back. Lena Hart had spent nearly a decade pretending everything was fine. She smiled for her students. She cracked small jokes in staff meetings. She decorated her classroom with little paper suns that said things like, "Your voice matters." But Lena's own voice had been buried the night she was 16, the night she witnessed something she shouldn't have, something that almost got her killed. A night sealed behind silence and fear. Her brother Eli used to whisper, "You survived, Lena. That's what matters." But surviving wasn't the same as living. And now, that same fear echoed through the phone from a child Lena barely knew, a girl in her class named Ariana, the quiet 9-year-old who always drew people with no mouths. That night, Lena had been grading papers when her phone lit up with a private number. "Miss Hart?" "Yes, sweetheart." A sniff. A trembling inhale. Can you stay on the phone with me? Something's happening." Lena's body froze. Old memories slammed into her, the screech of tires, a door slamming, a man yelling, the way her own voice had disappeared into her pillow. Her therapist once told her, healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing differently when life echoes your past. But this echo felt too loud. Too real. Too close. "Ariana, are you safe?" Lena whispered. Another sniff. "Not really." And then, footsteps in the background. Heavy ones. Lena grabbed her coat, ran out the door, and drove straight to the school, Ariana's last known safe place. Her hands shook on the steering wheel. Her heart pounded. She felt 16 again. When she arrived, the campus was empty except for that one flickering streetlight near the back gate. "Where are you, sweetie?" A soft whimper came through the phone. I'm near the playground. Behind the slide." Lena ran, breath forming white clouds, leaves crunching under her boots. When she reached the playground, she found Ariana curled into a ball, hoodie pulled over her head, phone pressed to her ear, shaking so hard her teeth chattered. Lena dropped to her knees. "Ariana. Hey, I'm here." The girl's eyes filled with tears. "He followed me. I ran here. I didn't know where else to go." Lena stiffened. "Who followed you?" And then, a voice behind her. Deep. Slow. Familiar. "I did." Lena whirled around. And her entire past slammed into her chest. It was Martin Hale, the man who had been arrested years ago for assaulting 2 teenage girls, including Lena. Her hands went numb. Her ears rang like someone had dropped a bomb. "No," she whispered. Martin smiled, that same cold smile she remembered. "I knew you looked familiar," he said. "Didn't think you'd grow up to be a teacher." Ariana whimpered behind Lena, gripping her sleeve. Lena's breath shattered in her chest. She felt small again. Powerless. 16. Martin stepped closer. "Well," he murmured, "looks like you're still good at keeping secrets." Fear told Lena to run. To freeze. To disappear. But something inside her cracked, not in weakness, but in revolt. Ariana was shaking just like she once had. No one had protected Lena that night. But tonight, she wasn't the one who needed protecting most. Lena rose to her feet. "You don't get to do this again," she said, voice trembling but steady. Martin laughed. "Or what?" Then, footsteps. Fast. Urgent. From the shadows emerged Mrs. Deacon, the school counselor, holding her phone up like a badge. "Step back," she said firmly. "I've already called the police." Martin's expression shifted, annoyance, then recognition, then fear. But the real twist wasn't Mrs. Deacon. It wasn't the police sirens starting to echo in the distance. It was Lena herself. She stepped between Martin and Ariana, shoulders squared, voice rising with a strength she thought she'd lost forever. "You hurt me once," she said. "But I'm not 16 anymore. And she's not going to carry what I carried." For the first time in her life, Lena didn't hide. She didn't shrink. She didn't swallow her voice. She spoke. Loudly. Clearly. Finally. "Stay away from her." Martin froze, stunned by the ferocity in her tone, just as the police turned the corner, lights flooding the playground. Martin Hale was arrested on the spot. Ariana clung to Lena, sobbing, as officers gently asked questions. Lena answered each one with boldness, sharing details she had never said aloud in a decade. Later, the principal, the officers, and Mrs. Deacon all stood in stunned respect as Lena recounted the night she'd survived at 16, the night she never reported. Her voice didn't crack. It didn't crumble. It rose. At dawn, when everything settled and Ariana's mother hugged Lena, sobbing gratitude, Lena felt something shift inside her. She walked behind the school, where the early morning light was turning gold, and took a long breath. For the first time, her past didn't feel like a chain. It felt like a doorway she had finally stepped through. Eli called her after hearing what happened. "You okay, sis?" Lena smiled softly at the sunrise. "I finally spoke," she whispered. "And I'm not afraid anymore." That morning, she walked into her classroom and replaced the little paper suns with new ones her students had made, this time with braver words. "You're not alone. Speak. Someone will listen. Your voice is your power." And for the first time, Lena believed them too. Your past may shape you, but it never has the right to silence you. Your voice is your freedom. If this story moved you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs a reminder that speaking up can save a life. And if you believe in stories that heal, inspire, and remind us we're never alone, follow for more.